First on News 5 at 4, a child molester who walked away on probation as part of a plea deal 2 years ago has been arrested and charged with more crimes involving children.
Chief investigative reporter Eric Ross tracking the latest developments for us this afternoon in the case against Hector Gonzalez.
Back in 2019, I covered the controversial plea deal the 4th Judicial District Attorney's Office made with Gonzalez, who pleaded guilty to molesting a 4-year-old girl. That plea deal resulted in a 90-day sentence followed by 4 years of probation, which, as you might imagine, angered the victim's family. While covering this case, I heard from more survivors who claim Gonzalez molested them too. And now, after investigators followed up on new leads and evidence, Gonzalez is facing a laundry list of new charges. Valerie Montoya's granddaughter, who was just 4 years old at the time, was sexually molested by Hector Gonzalez, a neighbor who would often volunteer to watch children while parents ran errands or were at work. But eventually his secret was exposed, and in 2019, the district attorney's office offered Gonzalez a plea deal which helped him avoid prison time.
I was dumbfounded, and I was literally blown away. Who gets to do this to any child, let alone my grandchild, my granddaughter, and get a 4-year deferred felony with the possibility of no jail time at all? So we didn't know until the day before that offer was out there.
Then District Attorney Dan May refused to explain why his office made a plea deal with a child molester. And back in 2011, we also discovered the District Attorney's office declined to pursue another case involving more alleged victims. Cassandra Madsen decided to speak up in an interview with us just before the pandemic began. She considers herself a survivor.
I think it started when I was 4, maybe 5. Hector Gonzalez molested me. The first time it was just molestation. He touched me. After that it carried on for a couple years till I was about 7 maybe, and it was actual rape.
Michaela Windley is another sexual assault survivor, claiming Gonzalez molested her too.
We would stay the night at his house when our parents were at work, or we wanted to spend time with his kids, which were my cousins. I was 5 when it started and 9 when I came out and told my family.
And now new evidence reveals Gonzalez may have targeted more young children years before Michaela, Cassandra, and Valerie's granddaughter say they were molested. Court records obtained by News 5 Investigates show Gonzalez faces 23 new charges, all related to child sex crimes, some dating as far back as 2004. Because the alleged victims are minors, the affidavit detailing further information about the reported crimes remains sealed, but that information will likely come out during a trial. These new charges bring new hope that justice will be served.
He ruined my childhood for sure, and I don't think a person like that could ever really be sorry for what they did. I feel Hector Gonzalez should be put in prison where he deserves to be, and we should get the justice that we deserve as people.
Records show Gonzalez is currently out on bond. He's due back in court next month. And while this case is making its way through the justice system, we will only be providing updates through information gathered from court documents so that this case is not jeopardized. And we should point out that the interviews in this story were all gathered prior to these new felony charges being filed. To read more about the ongoing case, we've uploaded the court documents for you on our website at KOAA.com. And as always, if you have a story idea or news tip you'd like our News 5 Investigates team to look into, send an email anytime to news5investigates@KOAA.com. Always watching out for you, Southern Colorado. I'm Chief Investigative Reporter Eric Ross.